is Jeopardy! Please welcome our contestants. Player 1. Player 2. Player 3. And now, here is the host of Jeopardy, Alex Brevet.
Thank you, Johnny Gilbert. And thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. Let's take you right now into the Jeopardy round. Clues are worth $200 to $1,000 in these categories: TV MDs, coffee break, in the bookstore, noms de plume, finish the proverb, and which century? Player 1, you start us off. Too many cooks. Okay, Player 1. Yes. Select again. You can't judge a book. It's Player 1. Yes. Player 1, back to you for our next select. Nothing ventured? Let's hear it, Player 1. Good. Player 1, back to you for our next. He who laughs last. The correct response is laughs best. Player 1, choose again. Man cannot live. Let's hear it, Player 1. That's correct. You again, Player 1. J.D., Turk, and Dr. Cox have practiced on this series. Yes, Player 1. Is correct. Player 1, pick again. The first Starbucks opened in this city's Pike Place Market in 1971. It's Player 1. Yeah! Good. You get to pick again, Player 1. Gulping down 400 million cups a day, this country leads the world in coffee consumption. Player 2. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Yes, Player 1? Yeah! Correct. Player 1, you pick again, please. In the 1940s, this libation was invented at what's now the Shannon Airport as a welcome drink for visitors. The correct response is Irish coffee. Please pick again, Player 1. The brand called Chock Full of These dates back to 1932, when William Black opened a chain of coffee shops. It's Player 1. Yeah! Good. Player 1, back to you for our next answer. It's the Daily Double. And you have the lead. Player 1, please select your wager. Answer this. Famously mild and expensive Blue Mountain coffee is grown in this island nation. Even so, you are still in the lead. Here's what we were looking for. Jamaica. Player 1, choose again. Maria Bello and Sherry Stringfield are among the many who doctored up this long-running NBC show. Okay, Player 1. Yes. Please pick again, Player 1. Doctors Lisa Cuddy and Allison Cameron have roamed Princeton Plainsboro Hospital with this acerbic title doc. The correct response is house. Player 1, back to you. Dr. Kavanaugh, the first name would give things away, was a Boston M.E. with a checkered past on this drama. Yes, Player 2. That's right. Way to go. On the plus side again. All right, let's get back into this. Player 2 has control. We dig forensic anthropologist Dr. Temperance Brennan on this Fox drama. Yes, Player 1? Yes. Okay, let's get back into this. Player 1, you may... Fever, 1793, depicts a teen struggle during the 1793 epidemic of this colorful fever in Philadelphia. Player 1? Right. We return to you, Player 1. Ahab's wife tells a whale of a tale about a character mentioned briefly in this classic novel. It's Player 1. Yeah! Good. Player 1, back to you. Hope Was Here is a book about a teen waitress at the Welcome Stairways Diner in this dairy state. Here's what we were looking for. Wisconsin. You again, Player 1. Take a bite out of the Vampire Armand, the 6th book in her Vampire Chronicles. It's Player 1. Correct. We return to you, Player 1. A secret code called New Shoe is pivotal to the plot of Snowflower and the Secret Fan, set in this country. Player 3? You are correct. Player 3, you're in command of the board as we continue, right? Columbus reached South America for the first time. Okay, Player 3? No. Sorry. Anyone else? Okay, Player 1? Good for you. Okay, let's get back into this. Player 1, you make the... In French, this graceful swimmer is un cygne. Player 1? Correct. We return to you, Player 1. This peaceful bird is une colombe. Okay, Player 1. Good for you. Player 1, you pick again, please. Ask your mother. This silly bird is une oie. Player 1? Yes. You again, Player 1. This nocturnal bird of prey is un hibou. Okay, player one. That's correct. You get to pick again, player one. This small game bird is une caille. The correct response is quail. Player one, back to you. John Smith came to Virginia to help found the Jamestown colony. Here's the response we were looking for. The 17th. Player one, back to you for our next selection. And I'll hand it off to Jimmy.
Andrew Meikle invented the first threshing machine in this century.
We're talking about the 18th. Player one, you pick again. The last emperor of China was forced to abdicate at the age of 6. The correct response is the 20th. Here's the $1,000 clue for you. The Magna Carta was signed, establishing a standard for the rule of law. Okay, player three.
Yeah!
You got it. Player two will select first in Double Jeopardy right after this. And we have 2 daily doubles awaiting you in these categories. Pop gals, you are so foxy. Energy. Complete the opera title. He was president when. And beekeeping. Player two, where do we start? This term for a group of bees refers specifically to the group that flies from the hive to form a new colony. Yes, player one?
Yeah!
Right you are. Player one, start us. Here's Jimmy.
A windmill is a simple type of this, a machine with a rotor to turn flow into energy.
It's player one.
Woo!
Yes. The first 5 singles off her album, Teenage Dream, reached #1 on Billboard's Hot 100 list. Okay, player three? Nope. Sorry. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Player one? Nope. Sorry. Anyone else? Yes, player two. Player two, you start us off. Wagner, The Flying Blank. Player one? Correct. Player one, make a selection, please. In 1937, an explosion of this, unodorized, killed 300 people in a new London, Texas school. Okay, player one. That's correct. Select again. The Sequoia 1 nuclear reactor near Chattanooga is operated by this agency established in 1933. Here's the correct response. The TVA. Player 1, back to you for our next selection. The SPR, the Strategic This Reserve, was created by the U.S. government in 1977. Yes, player 3? That's right. Way to go. Player 3, you start. Electricity can be produced by CSP, short for this solar power. It's done with mirrors. Player 3? No, that's not right. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? It's player 1. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Let's hear it, player 2.
Yeah!
That's it. Player 2, you start us off. Goldmark, the cricket on the blank. Yes, player 1? Oh! That's incorrect. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Here's what we were looking for. Hearth. Player 2, choose again. Drones don't sting, and queens only sting other queens. So only worry about these bees. 95% of a hive's population. Player 1? You got it. Player 1, you're in command of the board as we continue right now. This Girl Like Me and Disturbia songstress was born in Barbados. Yes, player 1? Yeah. Right. Player 1. Pick again. It wasn't déjà vu when this member of Destiny's Child sang with Jay-Z on the song Déjà Vu. Okay, player 1. That is correct. Please pick again, player 1. Fans go ape over this gal born Stephanie Germanotta, who hit #1 with Bad Romance. Let's hear it, player 1. Correct. We return to you, player 1. In 2005, she topped the album charts with The Emancipation of Mimi. Let's hear it, player 1. Yes. Player 1, you pick again, please. In a practice routine for typists, this critter jumps over the lazy dog. It's player 1. No. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Here's what we were looking for. Quick brown fox. You get to pick again, player 1. J.J. Dickinson and M. Jeff Thompson were each called this Francis Marion nickname of the Confederacy. Let's hear it, player 2. Yes. All right, let's get back into this. Player 2 has control. Around 1650, George Fox founded this religious group. We're talking about Quakers. Player 2, back to you for our next selection. Menotti, Blank and the Night Visitors. Here's what we wanted. Amal. Player 2, back to you. Philip Glass, Blank on the Beach. Okay, player 2.
Aww.
Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? It's player 1. Good.
Yeah!
Player 1, where do we start? It immediately precedes golf in the NATO phonetic radio alphabet. Let's hear it, player 2. Yep. Player 2, start us. The foxglove plant is the main source of this medicine, used as a stimulant in damaged heart tissue. Here's what we wanted. Digitalis. You get to pick again, player 2. Answer. The first of the daily doubles. You're in second place, so what is your wager going to be? What'll it be? Okay, here is the clue. Donizetti, Lucia di Blanc. You got it. You get to pick again, player 2. Honey is produced by the evaporation of this drink of the gods that bees collect from flowers and then regurgitate. Player 1? Good for you. Player 1, used glands on a bee's abdomen convert the sugar in honey to this building material. We're talking about wax. We return to you, player 1. A major concern for beekeepers is CCD, this disorder. The correct response is colony collapse disorder. Please pick again, player 1. E.T., the extraterrestrial, was released, grossing more than $300 million that year. It's player 3. Player 3, you're in command of the board as we continue, right? And here's Kelly.
He was president in 1906 when he proclaimed Devil's Tower in Wyoming the first national monument.
Okay, player 3.
Yeah!
That is correct. We return to you, player 3. The Telstar communications satellite relayed the first live TV pictures from the United States to Europe. Here's the correct response. John Kennedy. We return to you, player 3. Answer. The other daily double. Player 3, you're in last place, but here's an opportunity that you need to select. Here is your clue. The U.S. merchant ship MAYAGUEZ was seized by Cambodian forces. U.S. forces rescued the crew of 39. That's it. And the last clue for $2,000. The Alien and Sedition Acts were adopted by Congress. It's player 2. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? It's player 1. That is correct. I'll see you all for Final Jeopardy in just a moment. Here's today's Final Jeopardy category. Artists, please enter your wager. And now the final clue. In 1881, he wrote to Émile Zola, "I must soon leave Véteuil, and I'm looking for a pretty place by the Seine." Your response? And this correct response will add how much to your score? What did you put as your response? Sorry, that incorrect response will drop your score by... Let's see your response. And that will lose you. Yeah! You've come out ahead as our champion, player 1. So long, everybody.